Hi, my name is Nikkei Paul, and I'm an LPC associate under the supervision of Dr. Daniel Lee with Solution Focused Consulting. Today, I would like to talk to you a little bit about pregnancy after loss. First, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Wave of Light ceremony. If you would like more information on this, I can definitely send you some information, but this is a ceremony that I really enjoy. A lot of people around me do it, but it's where at a certain time we light candles, and it's a different time zone, so it's different for each time zone, and it's in honor of any child that we have lost or that we know who has passed on. This could be a good way for you to connect and keep the memory of your child alive. So today we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of themes, and those themes include growing confidence, fluctuating worry, interpreting signs, and managing pregnancy, and then the coping tips. So I am an LPC associate. I work with Dr. Daniel Lee at Solution Focused Consulting, and I'm also a mother who has experienced pregnancy after loss. So tell me, does this sound like you? Do you find yourself studying and worrying about every symptom? Do you find yourself being hypervigilant and seeking reassurance from your doctors? Or do you find yourself struggling to connect with your pregnancy? All of those signs are basically our body's way of attempting to protect ourselves from the anxiety and the stress that comes along with a pregnancy after loss. So we have to talk a little bit about the steps to heal. You have the right to grieve. It doesn't matter how far along you were in your pregnancy or how old your child was, you have a right to grieve. You experienced a loss. You cannot equate how old your child was or how far along in your pregnancy you were to how much you're allowed to grieve. And often those around us don't understand that. It's really important for you to get resources and find support. You've already taken that first step by clicking on this video, but you want to reach out to a provider or a therapist who can help you process any feelings of anxiety or depression that you may feel during this process, because it can last beyond when our babies are in our arms. It is important to follow through with the healing process, whatever that may look like for you. Now, when it comes to growing confidence usually increases as our pregnancy progresses. We get more confident when we reach those milestones, especially any milestones that we were not able to reach in a previous pregnancy. When it comes to fluctuating worry, frequent emotional shifts will happen. You will feel happy one day and sad the next. That can be daily or just hourly or by the minute. You have hormones flowing through your body, and those hormones can also add to that fluctuation in your anxiety and your worry. Now, what's not normal is if you start to feel feelings of depression that make you want to harm yourself, if you turn to alcohol or drug use, or if you do anything that's just not considered healthy when you're processing emotions. If you are going through that, please reach out to a therapist or a provider or your doctor so that you can get those resources to help you healthily process those emotions. But also know that when you feel those feelings of anxiety, those are normal. They come with pregnancy, especially in a pregnancy after loss. Now let's talk a little bit about interpreting signs. Paying close attention to your symptoms, not over exaggerating, but being hyperly focused on them. Being so worried that you have to seek reassurance and you have to rely on your internal beliefs in this moment. You have to be able to tell yourself, like, hey, I know that my baby's okay. I know that this is normal. But if I need to, I can reach out to my doctor. Now, whenever you're going through this, some ways that you might be able to catch that something is going on is if you find yourself having frequent emergency room visits, calling your doctor's office a lot. Those are signs that you might be over worried about the baby. That's normal, but you have to reach out for help. Don't go through it alone, because you're going to always have that omnipresent worry and anxiety about how the pregnancy is going. Let's talk a little bit about coping tips. It is important to process the loss in a way that's best for you. You can reach out to a therapist. You can look for support groups in your area where you can connect with mothers and families who've gone through the similar process. Find a release. I talk about the wave of light ceremony at the beginning, but finding ways that you can honor your child or release those emotions that you're feeling. Get rest and self-care. We all know self-care looks different for everyone. So finding a way to care for your body in a way that's beneficial for you is important. That's another reason to reach out to a therapist so that you can have help finding what works best for you and talking through the process of that journey. Getting rest is hard to get rest. If you notice that you are sleeping a lot or sleeping less and you're not feeling rested, reach out to your doctor or your therapist and let them know, because that can be a sign of depression. Write about what you're going through. You can journal your whole process. Write letters to your baby. Let them know. Write letters to the child that you lost. You don't have to go through this process alone. And there's so many ways to release and grieve what you're going through. Empower yourself. Find activities that help you feel good. This could be walking, exercise, journaling. I love the negative thought log. And this is where if you have a negative thought, such as, what if I'm having a miscarriage? Once you're sure you're not, check with your doctor if you're having any body symptoms that may make you believe that. But if you're just having a negative thought of what if I miscarry, you have to reverse that thought. Write it down, catch it in that moment, and change it to something positive. My body is healthy. My pregnancy is healthy. My baby is healthy. Focus on each day at a time. This is a process. You can't rush it. You got 9 months with that baby and 9 months to process being in a pregnancy after loss. So it's important that you take it each day at a time. If you're having some feelings, reach out for help. Go to your support. Reach out to your therapist. One other thing that we need to talk about when it comes to pregnancy after loss is the amount of anxiety. Anxiety is present in everyday life. It's naturally present in pregnancies. But when you have a pregnancy after loss, it can be intensified. So it's important to pay attention to your anxiety and find ways to reduce those symptoms. Let's talk about reducing the physical symptoms of anxiety. First of all, you have to see what that looks like for you. Are you hyperventilating? Are you not able to focus? Can't sleep? What does the anxiety look like for you? Then, once you know that, you can catch it and you can practice some of these activities. So one thing you can do is a relaxation breathing. There are many different forms of relaxation breathing. A quick Google search will pull up so many for you, but you have to find which one works best for you. Challenging those negative thoughts and distortive thinking. So that goes back to the thought log and how I told you, once you have that thought, catch it, flip it, turn it into something positive. And when you keep the thought log, you can actually go back and pay attention to what you're thinking and how you're correcting it. Engaging in enjoyable and distracting activities. So this goes back to like going for walks, exercising if it's okay with your OB, finding different ways to engage in activities that'll bring you joy and distract you from the worry and anxiety of pregnancy after loss. So these are awesome things that you can do to help you. Now, one other thing we could talk about is how to connecting with your baby, bonding with your baby. Ways that I find helpful to bond with your baby during pregnancy, especially after you've experienced a loss and you have that wall up. You don't really want to build that connection because you don't know what might happen. You have to, after you do that negative thought log and flip those thoughts, find ways to connect. This could be talking and singing to your baby. I used to sing to my baby every morning in the shower. That was our routine. And I wait for those kicks to kind of reassure me that he's okay. So that's also another way to get some reassurance. Touch and rub your belly. Respond to your baby's kicks. When your baby kicks, talk to him. Hey, I feel you down there. Can't wait to meet you. Spend quiet time with your baby. Read to your baby. I've often heard that if you read to your baby the same book over and over or sing the same song, once the baby's here, that book or song will help calm them. Play music for your baby and then prepare for your baby. Buy baby items. Some people get so scared that they buy nothing. They're not prepared when baby comes because they've been holding off. buy those things. Even if it's one item, buy it for yourself to help you feel better about the pregnancy. Enjoy each day that you have with your baby. If you would like more resources or even to book an appointment so that you can discuss some of this information further, you can reach out to us at www.solutionfocusconsulting.org. You can also give us a call at 469-922-3051, or you can visit our website for counseling services and resources. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us today, and I hope that this information was helpful in your process and your journey to bringing baby home. Thank you.